Hey guys, it's me, Ellen. Um, had a doctor's appointment today, so I have some big news. Saw my new doctor. She's wonderful. Look, I got makeup on today. Haven't worn makeup in over a year. And you can hardly tell I got mascara on though, because my mascara was kind of dry. I definitely need a new one. So she was very nice. Oh my goodness, she's so nice. I'm so lucky that my doctor left because he was such a jerk. So she's like, I don't have any remembrance of her. Apparently, when I went to the hospital last June, it was like June 3rd, she was the doctor that actually admitted me to the hospital when I had the necrotizing fasciitis, the flesh-eating disease. And she said, "Oh my God, you've lost so much weight." And I said, "Yeah, I've lost over 100 pounds. I had bought 2 pair of jeans this past winter, size 14, because I lost a bunch of weight. And I got a pair of those jeggings. I'd never had them before. They're supposed to be, I didn't realize when I bought them that they're super skinny. And I was like, oh crap, these aren't going to fit. They're too big for me. So, I don't know what size I wear, 12 or 10, I have no idea, so I'm going to check. But, so yeah, she was talking about my diabetes, and some of you may be amazed by this, like Kathy. Hi, Kathy. I know she's been having her blood sugars up and down, and I feel so bad for her. But, so about 5 years ago, I had a test run on my pancreas, and it's only working at 10%, and so I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Now, I had those Norplans, I think I told you guys, and they damaged my pancreas, my digestive system, my eyesight. I ended up with cancer, and I had to have a hysterectomy. And so yeah, they really screwed me up. I think I told you guys I had them in for a month, and they broke and moved, and they all but one were entwined in the nerves in my elbow, and I ended up having to have surgery. Wow, you really can't see the scar. It's here, it goes from here to here. I had a cast on from my wrist all the way up to my shoulder. It was hilarious because I was in recovery, and I said to the nurse, "I gotta pee." She said, "Do you feel okay to stand up on your own?" And I said, "Yeah." So I took my IV pool, and I'm watching the, the tubes for the IV, and I hear this bang, bang, and I'm like, what is that noise? And as I kept going, and bang, 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 I'm thinking, what the world's that noise? Here it's my arm hitting up against it because I had no feeling, and it was hilarious. It's banging with that cast on. It's banging. I used to have to drive with my hand out the window. Thank God it was summer. But, yeah, anyway, so how did I get on that? Oh, the Norplans. But, so we were talking about my diabetes, and I'm not taking anything. I take insulin, and my cells leak fluid. And, so when I take insulin, I swell up like the Michelin Man. So, with doctors, and it hurts really bad because of my nerve damage. It pushes on that, and I'm in, like, my hips, they just sear like if hot pokers are being put in them and stuff. It's just horrible. So my doctor, my first doctor, who said, well, I'll give you a pain medication so that doesn't cover the pain, blah, blah, blah. So he did, and it didn't work. So then, we moved, new doctor and everything, and he said, I'll put you on Lasix, a water pill, to help, bring out all the swelling and stuff. But I was swelled up from being in the hospital, and every time I go and they pump me full of fluids because my blood pressure is way low, and I take it for that, and I finally get all the swelling out, and I'm like, I don't want to take insulin, and swell back up. It's just miserable, and but I tried it. It didn't work. I was in too much pain, so I just stopped taking anything. But while I was in the hospital, they gave me Levemir, and my blood sugar re-tanked in the morning. So they stopped doing the Levemir and was giving me Humalog right before meals, and even then it was getting down into the 90s. And so they were just giving me a couple units, like 3 or 4. And so then I didn't take any insulin. I haven't, God, last time I had insulin, I think it was February. So I went to the doctor back in April, and my A1C always runs around 14 or 15. Sometimes dips to 13, but more 14 and 15, which is really bad because the cutoff is 7. They don't want anything above 7. But oh my God, 10 plus years my A1C was running that high. And I don't have any symptoms from my diabetes. The only thing I have is high blood sugar. I've never had a diabetic ulcer, no problem with my feet or anything like that, nothing. And so, yeah, my A1C went down to 9.6. And I was like, woohoo, and he's like, oh, that's just because you were in the hospital. I'm like, yeah, 2 months ago, and they hardly gave me any insulin. So, her and I talking, and she said about taking something orally and this, that. And there's a knock on the door, and it was the girl who had taken my blood to check my A1C. She's like, we got our A1C back. And we heard her say what it was. I looked at Mara, I was like, hell yeah. We high-fived. My A1C is 6.9. On its own, no insulin, no nothing. My A1C is 6.9, 7's the cutoff. So, yeah, I'm excited. They have no idea. Type 1 diabetes, there's no way in Hades that that should be happening. And I'm, all these years I've been diagnosed. It's been 20 years, actually more than 20 years. And it was before my youngest daughter was born, and she will be 20 in a few days. In 5 days, she'll be 20. Today's the 11th. Yeah, 5 days, she'll be 20. So it was before she was born. So yeah, 20 plus years since. And it just, I'm excited. They don't understand it. I don't understand it. Because I have been thinner than this and still had diabetes. So, she said, well, you lost all the weight. And that could be it. But, like I said, I have been thinner than this. And I was 125 and I still had diabetes. My blood sugars were still up. So, I don't know. I have no idea. But she was great. She was absolutely great. And she was just, we talked about everything. And she was just amazing. She is such a nice person. And I was going to switch to a doctor in my old hometown, and I didn't care if I had to drive there. But I think I'm going to stick with this doctor because, yeah, she was super nice. Super, super nice. I talked to her on the phone a couple of times, and she was nice. But, yeah, great, great lady. I'm trying to do something different with my hair here. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I haven't had short hair. Oh my God, I can't remember the last time I had short hair. I think my oldest daughter, who's 23, I think she was like 2 last time I had short hair. But yeah, it's growing back in. I can't wait to get my long hair back. So, I don't know. I think this sort of looks okay. And I'm like, I don't know how to style it because, like, I don't know. It's been so long. So, anybody have any suggestions, let me know. So, things are going good with the fibromyalgia thing. Taking my meds, feeling a lot better. Talked to my doctor about my physical therapy. If I have any increased pain with physical therapy because of the nerve damage, not the fibromyalgia, then she's going to increase my pain meds. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it because I was approved for light physical therapy. So yeah, because my legs, they don't work at all. And, but I'm hoping that I build up the muscle because I have zero muscle in my legs. Nowhere in my legs is there muscle. And so I'm hoping that with physical therapy, build up the muscle in my legs and I can walk again. And if I can't, then they're going to send me to a neurologist and find out what's going on because, this is horrible. I can't. Meryl picks me up and my legs, like today, I did my sponge bath and I was just worn out. And he went to rent the wheelchair, and I put some makeup on. And so it wasn't easy to put makeup on because my hands don't work right either. It's hard for me to hold a pen and stuff like that. But so, you know, he picks me up. He puts me on this chair that we have. We got this $20 like office chair, but it's got wheels. And he rolls me out because the wheelchair won't fit in my kitchen between the countertops. So, and then he picks me up and put me in there. And today, for some reason, my legs were doing nothing. I mean, they went out on me twice, but he had me, so I don't have to worry about it. He's got me. But then he takes me down the stairs in the wheelchair. When we get home, he pulls me up the stairs in the wheelchair. I mean, he just does so much. And so he's like, it's not a burden, you don't weigh very much, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know how much I weigh. He picked me up the other day, because he's a weightlifter. And he picked me up the other day, and he's like, I'm going to guess 147. I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't know. I can't stand on the scale, so I don't know how much I weigh. So, yeah. So Thursday, they're coming to take my impressions for my teeth. Woo! And they're saying it's going to take 4 weeks to get my teeth, which I'm really excited about because my birthday's on September 10th. And so I'm hoping... We always do lobster for my birthday because here in Maine, summertime lobster's wicked cheap. As a matter of fact, they compete with each other. And there's this place we go to, and it's usually between $3.96 a pound. And he's got this building behind his house, and he's got, you know, all kinds of lobsters, and he also does clams. And you go in and you pick out your lobster and whatnot, and sometimes it gets up to $4.99, and then the other places will compete with him, and you know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you always get a good deal because there's 3 places in the town I used to live in that sell lobster, and the one in town, since it's so in town, if you don't get there early in the morning by, I'd say 11 o'clock, noon sometimes, they're closed because all their lobster's gone. So yeah, here in Maine, and even in the wintertime, it gets up to, you know, well, in the fall it's like $5.99, and in the winter it gets up there $6.99, $7.99, $8.99. So even in the wintertime, if you got a lobster craving, it's still not as bad as other places. So the benefits of living in Maine is that our seafood's not expensive. We get the Maine shrimp, and we've got the clams. You can go out to a bunch of beaches, and the clams are just all right there. You have to be careful where you step. So people are out there clam digging all the time because clams are in abundance. But so yeah, you know, I had a good experience at the doctor's office. So excited about my A1C. So there's no medication that needs to be taken because my body's doing it on its own. So that was a surprise. I was just hoping that it didn't go up from 9.6, but apparently it reversed to 6.9. So I was wicked excited. I'm like, I'm gonna have t-shirts made up. So my sister's like, it's because you never eat. And I do eat. I don't have a large appetite, and I haven't for a long time because I've been sick for a long time. I really haven't had, you know, much of an appetite. And so, you know, I try. I really do. I try to eat. I try to get proteins, and Meryl got this new powder instant stuff instead of the Special K protein shakes because of my stomach and the gabapentin, no, not the gabapentin, the Cymbalta, was upsetting my stomach. And so he went out and he got me, speaking of the devil, ta-ta, here we go. Here's my Sammy on a croissant. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. And I'm going to set it over here. And my iced tea. My diet foods. Love this.
Who are you talking to?
I'm making a video. set that right there. Okay. So anyway, where was I? I can't remember what I was saying. Oh crap. About my appetite. So I used to be a huge junk food junkie. I mean, huge. Let me tell you why. When I was little, my sister was wicked skinny. I mean, she was a toothpick, and I wasn't. So, and my mom always had me on a diet. You know, you can have 5 potato chips. She would take bread and toast it and cut it in half, and that was my 2 pieces of bread. You know, she cut that half horizontally. I was always on a diet. Elementary school, I was on a diet. And she wouldn't let me wear clothes like my sister wore, like jeans and stuff, because she said I was too heavy for that. And so my whole life I thought I was fat, and I wasn't. I just wasn't as skinny as my sister. But when I moved in with my first husband, I went crazy with it, eating whatever I wanted to, because I spent so many years limited on what I was allowed to eat. And so, you know, I was a huge junk food junkie. I would like eat dinner and not even eat all my dinner so I had room for junk food. And it was always available to my girls, but neither one of them are junk food junkies. I guess because they grew up with all this candy and stuff around and chips and whatnot. So they were just like, eh. My youngest, cereal is her favorite snack. And she just, like, she'll eat cornflakes without any sugar on them and just milk. And I'm like, oh, like, gross. But, and my oldest, her favorite snack is pretzels. That's her thing. She's been loving pretzels since she was little. When she's little, she would take those pretzel rods and lick all the salt off of them. And she'd eat all the salt at the bottom of the bag. And one time I found a bunch of pretzel rods under the couch that had all the salt licked off of them. She licked off the salt but didn't eat the pretzel rods. So, anyway, she's still a pretzel fanatic to this day. But yeah, and then when I started getting sick, my appetite and I didn't want the junk food, and it was, you know, and then it was, you know, I'm down to, I eat like once a day because I'm not hungry, and I have to be careful because if I'm hungry before dinner, then if I eat something, then I don't eat dinner because I don't have the appetite. I mean, even when we have dinner, I make sure I eat my protein first and my vegetables, and then the carb, like the rice or the potato or whatever. And sometimes I don't even eat that because I don't have the room, and I don't eat the carb because I know it's going to fill me up. So, so yeah, my sister's like, you don't eat. I eat as much as I can, and I have days where I don't want to eat, but I try anyway because I know my body needs that fuel. And so you know, I really, really try. I don't not eat on purpose. It's just I don't have an appetite. And then on top of it, the Cymbalta acts as an appetite suppressant. So it's really hard for me to eat, but I do. I don't, you know, I'm not trying to starve myself in any way. And I don't restrict myself on the things that I eat either. I just eat what, you know, sounds good to me. I mean, I've been hooked on these cup of noodles that I always hated my whole entire life, and for some reason I really like them. And to me, the best part's the broth. And I used to think they were the most disgusting thing in the world. And Meryl got them one day, got the wrong thing, and I was like, okay, I'll try one. Oh my gosh. And a lot of days, that's what I have for dinner, is a cup of noodle. But he bought ham salad, and he doctors it up to make it good, and then he puts it in the food processor to make it really tiny for me to eat, and he puts it on a croissant. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys about my A1C being 6.9 and so excited. You know, my granddaughter said to me, Nana, you're going to be better in 8 weeks. And you never know, I might be. I, you know, was telling my mom about it, and I said, remember when Annie was little? That's my youngest daughter. My dad was in the bathroom brushing his hair. Even though he had high and tight, he was always, you know, he was going somewhere to brush his hair. And she's standing in the doorway because the door's open. She's standing in the doorway, and she was 5 or 6, I can't remember exactly. And she said, Granddad, you're going to be in heaven soon. And none of us really, I mean, we heard her say it, but we didn't, you know, And a week later to the day, he died. He died of a massive heart attack in his sleep. And it gave my mom so much peace that Annie said that, because she feels like God gave Annie the sign to let my mom know. So, yeah, both my parents were ministers, so they're very religious. But, so I don't know, maybe my granddaughter, Ellie, maybe she's right, maybe she's on something, because things are getting better. And so we'll see, right? So, okay, well, I've ranted and raved and gone on and on and on, chit chat, chit chat. So I'll let you guys go, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.